All right. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to call to order the meeting, the regularly scheduled meeting of the Beloit City Council. It is Monday, March 7th, 2016, 7 p.m. here at the City Hall Forum at 100 State Street. Roll call.
There are 6 councilors present with Councilor Hendricks absent.
Item 2 is Pledge of Allegiance. Will you please stand? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Item 3 is special orders of the day and announcements. We have none. Item 4 would be public hearings. We have one or have none. So item 5 is citizens' participation. We have reached the point in the meeting for members of the public to speak to the council about issues that are coming before us or may come before us in the future. The council will not act on any requests this evening unless the item you are speaking about is already on our agenda, but we may act on requests at a future meeting or refer the speaker to staff for assistance. We ask that you hold your comments to 3 minutes or less and avoid making personal attacks. Does anyone wish to come forward and speak under citizens' participation today? Second call for persons to come forward and speak under citizens' participation. Third and final call for persons to come forward and speak under citizens' participation. Hearing none, I'll close citizens' participation and we'll move on to the consent agenda, item 6. All items listed under the consent agenda are considered routine and will be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate items of the discussion of these items unless the council member so requests, in which event the item will be removed from the general order of business and considered at this point in the agenda. Councilor DeForest.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to request that item 6B as in boy be removed, please.
All right. Do we have any other councilors wishing to remove something from the consent agenda? Hearing none, I'll
motion for approval.
Move. Okay, the consent agenda will consist of items 6A, 6C through 6I. We have a motion by Lubke, second by Councilor Hendricks. All in favor of approving the consent agenda, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Item passes by a vote of 7-0. Item 6B.
6B is a resolution approving the construction of a parking lot in Turtle Creek Park located at 1312 East Grand Avenue.
Madam Director.
The Parks Department is proposing to construct a paved parking lot in Turtle Creek Park to provide safe and reliable off-street parking for visitors and guests of the park. They're gonna pave the section that is currently being parked on by visitors. So it will just be a paved spot and thus make it compliant with our city ordinances. This is has been designated, so it's a historic landmark, and so this has been reviewed by Landmarks Commission, who unanimously recommended approval. It was also reviewed by the Parks Commission and the Plan Commission, who also recommended approval.
All right, and I understand this is just a resolution approving that now it has to go out to bid. Is that
Yes,
my understanding?
it'll still have to go out to bid. This is just authorizing them to move forward.
Okay, excellent.
And it was in the 2016 CIP and was also in a Parks plan that it was a needed improvement.
All right, thank you. Councilor DeForest, do you have any questions?
No, I just wanted the more extended summary of the
Okay,
item.
Excellent.
Thank you, Ms.
All right.
Christensen.
Do you have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Moved by Lubke, second by Sloniker. Any other questions or comments? Councilor Lubke.
I just wanted to comment, historically, that's a pretty important location. That used to house our second pool in Beloit, the Turtle Creek Pool. And Chief, if you could help me, I think we filled that pool in a few years ago, and it's now used by the fire department for training. Is that correct?
Not anymore. We haven't used that facility for quite some time. I think they used to do some engine testing a number of years ago.
Yeah. There's a basketball court there now.
Yeah.
But it's been a park that's been used, and it's not been too visible, but it's a very nice area, and it's right on the edge of Beloit. So I'm glad we're going to have some parking that respects the people who want to go there and use it. That's all I had to say.
All right, thank you. Counselor DeForest.
Thank you, sorry. I don't know if the Landmarks Commission notes were posted yet. I didn't get a chance to look at them, but Anna, you are a rep to that committee. Was there any discussion about... Oh, shoot. Okay, well, I'm sure, because I know there's been discussion about how we're planning to use the pool house, and I was wondering if you saw any discussion about concerns about interruption of the parking lot with where we're going to locate it in the pool house.
I mean, essentially, we just had I wasn't there, but I know that they just had discussion about getting together jointly, Parks and Landmarks, to discuss what to do at the bathhouse.
Right.
So I don't think that they were concerned about the parking lot interfering with anything. I mean, I think for Landmarks it was new because they didn't realize it had been designated because most of the members, it was designated before them and they didn't realize it was designated. I don't think that the Parks Commission necessarily knew it was historic before, so I think there's some value in coming together to just kind of discuss it.
Great.
And we were just discussing it with Jeff Adams because Teresa Oldenburg suggested we really needed to do something with it. And I think everyone agrees we need to keep the building, but some adaptive reuse is necessary. So I suspect it won't happen until 17 because we'll have to budget for that.
Okay. Was it included in the study, that landmark study that we just commissioned as one of our sites, or no? Okay.
It won't be done till summer, but I think that they're looking at new districts to be created. They'll do an evaluation of existing sites, but even if they suggest that it's not as in good condition, I don't think we would locally want to undesignate that park because it's got a social significance to it.
Yes, a really important one.
Yeah.
Great, thank you. We agree on something.
Thank you.
We agree on something.
Do we have any additional questions or comments?
No, thank you.
Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and call the matter. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Item passes by a vote of 7-0. Item 7, ordinances, 7A.
Is an ordinance to amend Section 15.01 and to repeal Sections 15.07, Sub 2 and Sub 3 of the Code of General Ordinances of the City of Beloit pertaining to the regulation of knives. Its first reading.
Madam City Attorney.
Last month, 2015 Wisconsin Act 149 became law. That act strictly limits the authority for local governments to regulate knives. We do have a number of provisions of our current ordinance that do regulate knives, and so this removes those sections from our code since we are not authorized to enforce them. It's important to note that this does not change the regulation of knives within city buildings or structures, and so the prohibition of knives in city buildings still will stand.
All right, thank you. This is an item up for first reading. Do we have a motion to lay this over to the next meeting?
So moved.
Moved by DeForest. Second by Hendricks. Any other questions or comments on this matter at this time? Hearing none, I'll call the matter. All in favor of laying this over to the next meeting, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Item passes by a vote of 7-0. Item 8 is appointments. We have none, so we'll move on to item 9, which is Counselor activities and upcoming events, and we will start with Counselor Hendricks.
I have nothing this week. Hello, everyone.
Oh, my. All right, Counselor Sloniker.
I have nothing to share.
All right. Counselor Kelly.
Well, all I have to share is that we finished the film festival and we had great weather, lots of people in town. We had a lot of filmmakers and they all had nothing but great things to say about Beloit. So.
All right. Thank you. Counselor Lupke.
I want to congratulate you and your husband for the award you received in the tremendous leadership role you played in BIF and the success. And on top of that, I brought in a copy of the Milwaukee Journal, and it's a nice article talking about the little guy status that suits Beloit Film Festival. They compare Beloit with the Sundance and other major film festivals around the country. So just another feather in our cap. Would you pass that down to the city manager in case she only reads the Beloit Daily News, I guess. But,
Yeah, and the State Line News.
Yeah, State Line
and
News.
The
I'm sorry, the
Painesville
State
Gazette.
and I want to thank Chief Dave for the nice job this morning on bringing our newest officer aboard.
Yeah.
Nice to be there. Thank you.
Okay.
That's all I have.
All right. And Counselor Madam Vice President, we'll get you for next.
Thank you. So yes, I wanted to congratulate you as well. Thank you for all the work you've done behind the scenes for so long. Nice to be recognized, and congratulations to Officer Mann for joining our police department. I was thrilled to get to speak with him and his wife the other day, and really thrilled about having them here. I wanted to share. I just blown away that the Project 1649 at the lip sync battle, where I did dye my hair pinkish red so I could be Ginger Spice or the Spice Girls, and it's still pink red. It's going to be that way for about another month or two. But we raised $21,000. Holy cow. I will dye my hair pink any day that I can raise $21,000 for youth that are homeless. So I'm just thrilled. It was totally worth it. I enjoyed attending BookQuest along with their city manager. Thank you so much for being there, Lori. It meant a lot to the kids who take their reading very seriously, and so it was great to be there with them. Attended the Police and Fire Commission and attended Courageous Conversations with Youth at Community Action. Thank you to Community Action for hosting that and making sure that we got to hear the voices of our youth and their concerns. And then also at Community Action, I wanted to make an announcement that March 8th, which is coming up tomorrow, March 8th, 10 a.m., there'll be another trans orientation. And this is near and dear to my heart. We fought really hard to get this transportation construction training right here in Beloit. They're doing another round. We have over 50 graduates, and they're working in construction fields. Most of them are making more than $25 an hour. So this is a free training. And the orientation, again, is tomorrow at 10 a.m. at Community Action. Questions, you can call me. You can call Eric at 313-1300. And finally, one of my favorite things that I did besides attend BIF last week was I took a beautiful walk at Big Hill Park. Thanks to our Parks and Rec department for always doing such a great job maintaining it out there. It looks beautiful. Thank you.
Thanks. Councilor Kincaid.
Who said that earlier? Not much this year.
All right. Thanks, Chuck. All right, and I did manage to get around to BIF. It's been increasingly difficult the last few months for me to get out and about, but I certainly managed to get out to a wonderful film festival. And I can't thank Anna Kelly and her husband Rick McGrath for all of their IT drive. I don't think there's half a dozen people that really pour their heart and soul into BIF, and you certainly stand preeminently among them. So thank you for your efforts. All right, item 10 would be city manager's presentation. There is none. So we'll move on to 11A, which is reports from boards and city officers, and 11A.
Is a resolution approving advanced life support intercept ambulance service agreement with the Village Fire Protection District of Clinton, Wisconsin.
Thank you.
Good evening, City Manager Luther, Council President Haynes, and council members. Tonight, what I have before you is a memorandum of understanding between the Beloit Fire Department and the Clinton Fire Protection District. Basically, what this is going to allow us to do is to receive payment for doing advanced life support intercepts, which currently we don't get paid for if we transport patients to other hospitals, such as a trauma center like Mercy. Most of our intercepts that we do with the Clinton Fire Protection District are traumas, significant medical issues that do need a higher level of care, and so that's why we transport them there. This is basically just a requirement of Medicare and Medicaid law that we have to have this in order to get reimbursed. Right. So any questions?
Okay, thank you. Well, do I have a motion for approval so we can get this on the table? Okay. Moved by Lubke, second by Sloniker. Do we have any questions or comments from councilors? Hearing none, I'll call the matter. All in favor, say aye. 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 Any opposed? Item passes by a vote of 7-0.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Item 11B.
Is a resolution approving First Amendment to Clubhouse Food and Beverage Operating Agreement for Kruger Haskell Municipal Golf Course.
Mr. Ramsey.
Good evening. Forgive me, I have a little bit of a cold here tonight, so I'll try to be clear. But what we have here tonight is simply a friendly amendment to the existing agreement that we already have with with Bucky's Bunker. That's a tongue twister in my mind to say. And what we're looking in doing so in presenting that is clearly indicates that we are actually looking to decrease their amount of monthly payment to us in 2000, going back to the rate it was in 2014 at $1,200 a month versus what they paid in 2015 at $1,500 a month. We're asking the council to consider this as they feel it's a hardship for them to continue to make those higher payments. They have an option to come back this next year. Without their business, it would be a devastation for the golf course to continue. So we desperately need them back. And I think this is a fair and appropriate request to be asking at this point in time, as they're a valuable service to the golf course. And I think, they've probably been a very good partner for us at this point in time as well. Questions you may have.
Thank you. Do we have a motion for approval?
I'll make a motion. Second.
Moved by Lubke, second by DeForest. Councilor DeForest.
Thanks, Brian. Thanks, Mark.
Excuse me.
I do appreciate that they shared their profit and loss statement so we could see that they're really struggling and they're trying to keep their business afloat here. I just wanted to make sure so the public knows, do you have a sense that there are any other people out there that would want to take this business and run with it, or do we have a hard time before finding a vendor for this?
We had a very difficult time before. When I came aboard in 2007, 8, and we at that time the vendor that we had at the time had just left. We spent several months trying to locate one. At that point in time, we had them for several years. Unfortunately, they passed away, and then we took several months trying to locate the current vendors we have. We put out RFPs, we put out ads. We scoured the market trying to find someone, and we were fearful that we weren't going to find anyone at that point in time. And I'm still, Mark, uncertain how they came. I think Mark Young, through word of mouth, had gotten the word to us, and they were interested, and we began a discussion at that point in time. So I think we really came out lucky. They've been a great partner for us at the golf course. They do quality service in my mind. They've helped generate more business for us by bringing in some higher and some bigger golf events for us, catering to what their needs are. I must apologize for them that they're not here tonight. They would have been here, but their schedule didn't permit them. They're out actually they're at a trade show now trying to improve their business strategies as well, or else they would have been here tonight. But I just can't say enough about what they do for the impression that they give to our customers who come in the door at the golf course. And I think we'd be dismissed if we didn't ask and request for this amendment to be addressed.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that.
Sure.
Madam City Manager. You're on.
Okay. Just as a point of clarification, this is not an item that the city expends funds for. This is a revenue stream coming into the city. We lease the space at the golf course for this particular provider. So this amendment for this year's portion of the contract was to revert back to the prior year's lease payment. So this is a revenue stream. If this particular vendor were not to provide services, we would lose that revenue in its entirety, plus the secondary impact that we would likely have at the golf course. That's why staff has brought forward the amendment to the existing contract to maintain that revenue stream to the city and to help us moving forward. We will issue new requests for proposals at the close of this business cycle to attempt to solicit any other interested parties who may want to partner with us. However, as indicated, that has been extraordinarily difficult in the past.
It has, yes. Thank you.
Thank you. I think I'd reiterate that this is, at this point, it seems like, if this is what it's going to take to have a good partner and do well, then that's what we need to do. All right. Do we have any other questions or comments from councilors? Hearing none, I'll call the matter. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Item passes by a vote of 7-0.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now for the last item, adjournment. Do we have a motion? Moved by Sloniker, second by Kelly. All in favor of adjournment, say aye.
Hi.
Aye. We are adjourned.
Before you all shut down your laptops, if you
Yeah.
want me to take a look.